Hello guys, so welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be walking you through functions, pure and view. What do they mean? We have been creating functions all this while, so let's get to understand what we have been doing. So I'll call this file function, pure and view. So okay, so the next thing I want to do is to get this license and use in our new file. Yeah, so call it contract name as function, pure, and view. So basically, what are we going to be learning here? So in this video, you are going to learn what function is all about, what the different types of functions we have. So you pretty much have function that just return that has multiple params that return many things or return just a single stuff. So there are different functions. I believe you have seen it in some of our other sessions. So set name, for instance, is a function that takes in one param, which is the name. So the type is a string and then the name that we want to set. And we can do something like this as well. Maybe assuming we want to use this name somewhere else, we can actually make it a state variable. So let me change this. And since it's a string as always, we need to add a memory to it. So yeah, got my expected, comma, got memory. Yes, okay, I guess this is supposed to be actually. Okay, so basically we want to set this name to whatever name we are going to provide later on. So this is just taking one param. And then we can have another function that is returning that same name, get name for instance, and we want to call it view public view. Return, so the return type is a string. Uh, here we go. So we also need to add this. Oh, I didn't add the returns, I guess. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, this is just a simple function with one param and one return value. We can have another function that is returning many. So this could have a bool type, a uint, and all of that. So, and we have to provide all those returns here. We could put it in this way. So assuming we have a param for this, say for all of these things here, maybe we have a string go, and we have a bool called status, and we have age or uint or age. So we can pass all of these inside this section, because whatever you are returning must be equal. Whatever you put here as the number of returns must be equal to what is here. So for you to avoid this particular error. Okay, so we have another kind of error. Function state mutability. So this is telling us function state mutability can be restricted to pure. Alright, so I think this is cool for the purpose of us understanding what each of these actually mean. So Now, what do we really mean? So basically, these are just functions. It's just what we have been doing all this while. You can create different type of function that has a param, function that doesn't have, function that have one, function that have more than one, that are returning many things, even destructive functions where you can call another function or return another function. So we could be returning get name in this place if we want. So that means if we want to return get name here, that means our return type here is going to just be a string, just the same value that this particular function we want to call or that we want to return here is also returning. So that's just what you need to do, and then we can destructure like you do with other languages. So now let's understand the view and the pure. So when you want to create a function where you are just getting a value or trying to return a value, you use the view form, the view type. And then when you are doing something that you don't want to read or change the state of the blockchain, you can use pure. So pure does not read or change the state of the blockchain, but it can pretty much handle computations. So I guess I am going to create another function for that. So I could call it compute. So you int A and you int B. Okay, so and then we can call it public pure and returns. What are we returning? We are returning your int. Okay, so let's see how this goes. So we can do return A plus B. But if we do this, compute, let me call this compute with pure. And let's try what I've done here with view. So because it can be a little bit confusing, like okay, you can't change the state of the blockchain, then what are you doing? So then with view, and then we can change this to view. Now you notice we have an error here, so let's see what the error is saying. Function state mutability can be restricted to pure. So in other words, pure is a function state mutability. Function state mutability, that means changing the states on the functional level, not the states of the blockchain. And you cannot do that with view. So view only return a value to you. It doesn't change the states whether on the function level. So mind you, pure does not change the state of the blockchain, neither does it read the state of the blockchain like you do with view. So if now I can safely delete this, and then let's say I change this view to pure. Let's see what happens. So yeah, we're getting an error. It says function declared as pure, but this expression potentially read from the environment or state and thus requires view. So basically, we want to read the state of the blockchain. As you can see, this is a state variable. So we cannot do that using pure. So it has to be view. Now let me even create another function and try something else. So let's say get name, get pure name. Let me call it get pure name because I want to give this type a pure. And then the name we are getting, I want to put it here on the local variable as a local variable. So let me call it name. So this should be a type string. And then we can pass it here. I think I need to do this. All right. So now, because this is we were previously having an error here because this is a state variable, and we want to get the value, we want to read the states of the blockchain and get this value. And that cannot be done with pure. Pure is just things that work on the functional level. So now this particular function is not really doing anything for us right now. So let me see. It's not really doing anything. It's a functional stuff, be pure and all that. Anyways, I can return it. So let's run this and then go try out what we have done. So if you deploy this contract and then come over here, so I'm going to set name to Glory, and let's get back our name. So that's okay. Then we're trying this compute with pure. So we have two values there, 2 and 3. If we do compute with pure, it's going to compute it for us, and then we get 5. So this is not changing any states of the blockchain right now. It's not changing anything. And I believe even if we are we are using, anyway, I don't want to go into that right now, but I wanted to say, even if we are connecting to our MetaMask, we most likely will not be signing this transaction from MetaMask because we're not changing anything. The same thing when you are trying to get something, you don't, it's like a get request, so you don't have to sign the transaction and all that. So pure name is also going to return whatever name that is. Okay, there's no param DSF. I wonder what this is going to return. So I guess maybe I should have passed to make this more useful because it's useless right now. Let's see what happens. This is returning nothing. So I should have passed this particular stuff here and see how that works out. So let's see. So I guess I'm going to recompile that contract again. But before I do that, let's try the last. Which one is left? Return many. So this return many takes in how many things? 3. So return, let me pass in go as the first param, the boolean, let's say true. And then age 12, it's going to return exactly what you give it. So that's just it. So it's just working on the functional level. So it's the same thing as even if we pass the name here, so it's still going to return the name. So these are not making any state changes. They are not, this is pure is not reading from the blockchain, from the states, from the blockchain states, but view is doing that. So anytime you want to make a get request and read the value on chain or the blockchain states, you want to make use of view. So, and like I said, there are many different functions. You could try your hands on any of those. And that's it, guys. I hope you have learned something from this particular video. If you have, do write to drop it in the comments. And if you have any questions, also drop it in the comment section. And please do subscribe to my channel and share the video to other persons that may find this useful. And I will see you next time.